Oh my god, it's finally time! Wii Sports is one of the best-selling and most popular games of all time. It was first released on the Wii, who would have guessed, as a launch title for the system on November 19th, 2006. It was used to show off the motion controls, as well as allow it to become more accessible to people who never played the system. Let's get into the real shit. You came here because you want to know not just the analytics and facts of Wii Sports, but how this game had an impact on my generation, the generation before me, and even on Grandma watching poker on TV. But Dom, what does this all mean? How are you going to cover all of this content within such a video? Buckle up. This video is going to be a rapid fire experience of everything Wii Sports. Let's go! When you first boot up Wii Sports, it's that iconic menu theme that makes you feel like the opposite of wanting to throw your Wii out the window. I wouldn't know what that feels like because I still play Mario Kart on 200cc. Regardless, this theme is always banging out the wazoo and makes me feel like it's just me, the Wii remote, and a big world of sports in front of me. Which is literally, yeah, that's exactly what it is. But what sports does this game even have to offer anyway? It can't be that good, right? Absolutely wrong. Load into the game and you got 5 different sports to pick from. Let's first start off with tennis. Wii Tennis is a game where all you have to do is flip that goddamn Wii remote like it's about to explode. Realistically, this game is all about precision, but if you play it like a god, you can kind of just swing that thing back and forth, back and forth, and back and forth. Since you are moving with the speed and power to rival the great Zeus himself, you will win 90% of your games just acting like a fucking chimpanzee. On top of that, you control both characters at the same time. So you would think, maybe I should strategically use each of the correct movements in order to capitalize on my opponent's mistakes. I want you to take everything that I just said that you agree with me on and throw it out the window, along with my copy of Mario Kart, because I'm going to lose it. Like I said, the faster you swing, the faster the game is over, and that's a win for me in tennis. But instead of hitting balls with a racket, I say there might be something better. Not a foot, jackass, it's a baseball bat. Baseball. Hands down one of the greatest games in this entire series of Wii Sports, and yet it is only in this game. No, go back to your cave. You don't count. Premise is simple. It's baseball. When batting, you basically can hit a home run if you are somewhat competent with your eye-hand coordination. Which, Grandpa, you might have to sit this one out and just slam the absolute shit out of the ball. On top of that, the game gives you hella cinematic shots when you hit the ball nice and get a home run. And let's just say, my pants used to be black. And now they change color. The only gripe I have is, I don't know if I'm just hot ass, but it genuinely is so difficult to hit a triple, and that pisses me off. However, while pitching, the whole game changes. You now get access to 4 different types of pitches. Fastballs down the middle, that sounds inappropriate. A screwball, a curveball, which to me are basically the same thing except different spins, and what I like to call the bitch ball, or splitter. Seriously, if you use this pitch, I'm just saying, man, from me to you, I suggest you probably, for everyone's sake, like, fucking shouldn't. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. But really, the problem I found is, who needs a bat? I say let's just roll that shit down the lane. Bowling. Oh my god, I'm going to die. Help me. Ah! Wii Bowling is one of the best games for all ages because all you have to do is swing the Wii remote forward and just let that thing rip. Unless you got that one jackass at the party that just won't stop throwing it backwards. Give it a rest, man. This game in particular is so relaxing because of the fact that it isn't the hardest to get a strike as long as you know ball. So this one is one of the few Wii games that you can really be good at. One more thing is that everyone jumps up after you throw the ball back. That's enough! Wii Golf. Whatever bowling was for you, throw that shit away because golf is not relaxing in this game. It is the most pressure, anxiety-ridden thing you will play all day. Half the time, the wind is going 100 miles an hour, you hit the ball just a little too hard and it gives you the fat middle finger where it lands, and lastly, god, my fucking putter does not work. As much as I love Wii Golf, it tends to be a huge pain in the ass, especially when I am putting. The Wii motion controls are not the most accurate controls in the world, so when you try putting with one of the most sensitive parts of the game of golfing and add it to a shitty Wii remote that can only pick up if you hit it really hard or really soft, it really makes you want to bang your head into multiple walls. The one thing I will say is that when you do get a good shot every 1 out of 1,000 chances, that shit feels like some god gave you that dopamine hit from above. Probably a top 8 experience in life, right around when you flip a pancake and it lands perfectly. Great game if you want to get really pissed. But you know what? Who even gives a shit about sports with balls? I want a game where we just beat the shit out of each other. Well, that game doesn't exist here. You know that. This is a family-friendly game, is what I would say if I was lying. We got boxing in this, John. Boxing. I made a whole goddamn video about this sport because it was genuinely incredible, but I'll explain how good it is in short terms. Impact frames and slowdown frames. In this game, you get to slip punches while time slows down and hit someone with a sack of bricks in your hand that makes it feel like you just broke their goddamn jaw. On top of that, you can block punches from your floating hands, which makes this boxing game so much fun to block a punch, read their punch, and then just absolutely blow their shit up. That's the short version of what makes boxing so good, but if you want the real rundown, But if you don't like traditional sports games because you're weird, there are little mini games of all different kinds involving each of the different sports. Think of it like training, because I know some of you out there have not beaten that yet, and you probably need it. I believe in you though, but I'm not covering all of them because I want you to find those gems on your own. So those are all the games in Wii Sports, at least the really big ones. Wii Sports doesn't have the biggest roster, however it has a really strong one, and each one doesn't feel similar in the slightest, so you get a unique experience with each game. Wii Sports was incredibly popular, and it isn't too hard to see why. It was accessible, had great games, and made you feel like you were home in a way. There aren't a lot of games that will replicate that. That is why it's one of the greatest games of all time. Truly a masterpiece.